Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Be Determined. Hope you're having an amazing day. Today, we are going to be talking about the Ancient Cloak. Before we get into that, I have to thank you all because we hit 500 subs. Thank you guys so much. We're halfway to our goal now. But if you want to help us get all the way there, only a small percentage of you actually have to subscribe. Turns out, not even 10% of you are subscribed. So if 10 more percent of you subscribe, we will be at 1,000 subs already, which is crazy to think about. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently. Now, let's jump into the video. Alright, so today we're talking about the Ancient Cloak, which is in the Red Sand collection. Thankfully, it's not at 100,000 collection like the Gauntlet of Contagion is. It's only at 15,000, so I already have it. It gives 15 health, 10 mining fortune, and the ability of health-consuming abilities deal 10% more damage. So we're going to be testing out that ability, talking about whether this cloak is actually worth it or not. So since it does more damage with health consuming abilities, we have our two health consuming ability weapons right here, the Wand of Strength and the Sword of Bad Health. Sword of Bad Health uses 5% of your max health to gain 5 strength for every 5% of total HP you have, capped at 100 strength. The Wand of Strength uses 10% of your max health to boost nearby allies by 30 strength for 10 seconds. So we're going to be testing these out without the cloak and then seeing how buff they are with the cloak. But first we have to talk about how to craft it. To craft it, you need a stack of Wither Souls and 6 enchanted red sand cubes. So I already have the Wither Souls. I'll show you how to get those in a minute. But first we have to buy 6 red sand cubes. So we're going to come over to Bazaar, go over to mining, sand, and then enchanted red sand cube. We're going to buy 6 of these for 3.5 million coins. Y'all are running me bankrupt. All right, now let's go see how we get the Wither Souls. So we're going to warp to the Crimson Isle, and then we're going to go past the stronghold and turn around and look back. And you can see right there is a Wither Skeleton. So the way that you get Wither Souls is by killing Wither Skeletons. So you're basically just going to want to run around on this bridge and use whatever your highest damage weapon is, whether it's a ranged weapon or a melee weapon. Just go around and beat everything up. And occasionally you'll drop rampart boots and armor pieces as well, swords of bad health even, which will be useful for what we're doing today. And you'll also get Wither Souls from these guys. So you need a full stack of Wither Souls to craft the Ancient Cloak. So it takes a little bit of grinding, but it's not too bad because while I was grinding these out, I actually got 4 Vanquishers. So I got really lucky with that. But another reason that you're going to want this cloak, even if you don't like using the Sword of Bad Health or the Wand of Strength, this cloak is the only cloak with mining fortune on it. As you can see, it gives 10 mining fortune. So this is going to be good for mining in general. And even if you don't want to use the cloak yourself, this is a really good way to actually get the Vanquishers, because you're going to want to get Vanquishers at some point so you can do Kudra fights, get some good Crimson Essence and Crimson Armor, things like that. Kudra fights are super good for money right now. So you're going to want to get some keys to be able to get into those. And to get that, you're going to want to spawn Vanquishers. And these mobs are some of the lowest health mobs on the island. So you're going to be stabbing these guys anyways. So you might as well make some money while you're at it, because you can actually sell these ancient cloaks on the auction house. And they're currently going for 8.7 million almost. And it does not take that long to grind out a full stack of these Wither Souls. So that's going to be a pretty good money-making method on top of you getting Kudra keys, which will be another money-making method. Plus, you can spawn Jerry's if Jerry is active. So that's an added bonus. All right, I ended up having to buy the red cubes instantly. So that cost me like an extra million coins, but it's going to be worth it. There we go. We got a full stack of Wither Souls. So now we're going to put it in here, craft it just like this. And there we go, our Ancient Cloak. Now, this cloak does have one big negative, which I just noticed actually. As you can see, even on all these cloaks on the auction house, none of them have attributes. So that is going to be a big deal. Now, these items that it buffs are also very niche items. So I would say, based on what I'm seeing right now, before we test how much it buffs these items, it's kind of underwhelming as far as battling goes, but that 10 mining fortune is really nice as far as mining goes. So I'd say this cloak is going to be good for mining, and before we test it out, I don't think it's going to be that good for fighting. It's really going to be mainly for while you're mining, you'll wear this set, and when you're not, you're going to want something else like a gas cloak or something. So let's go test out the Wand of Strength and the Sword of Bad Health without the cloak, and then we'll test them with the cloak. All right, so I am currently in my Kudra Crimson set. We're going to be using a Griffin pet today just so we don't have too much ferocity, because that would be annoying. Now, without using these items, just walking up and hitting something, we deal 341,000, 308,000, 320,000, 332. All right, so it looks like we're averaging at about 320 320,000, which is not too bad. But let's see if we use this Wand of Strength. 320,000, 320,000, 40,000, almost 350, 354 there, 311. So the Wand of Strength only gives you 30 extra strength for 10 seconds, which is not that good, I'm gonna be honest. Especially for me, considering how much strength I already have. I have over 1,000 strength, but my crit damage is very, very low. So if you have more crit damage than strength, then it's a lot more viable. But for me, this is really not going to do that much. Now let's try the Sword of Bad Health by itself. Boom. 359,000, 363,000, 344, 360, and then it debuffs. Okay, so the Sword of Bad Health is a lot better. It gives 100 strength compared to the 30 strength that the Wand of Strength does. So Sword of Bad Health is literally 3 times better. Now let's try using them together. So we'll go Wand of Strength, Sword of Bad Health, stab, 390,000, 380,000, 340,000. So the Sword of Bad Health runs out a lot quicker, but its buff is a lot larger. But that is a really nice buff. So let's do it again. Wand of Strength, Sword of Bad Health, 370,000, 350,000, 360,000, 390,000, 350, and then it goes back down to 330, 11. So that is not too bad, but let's see how it does with the Ancient Cloak on top. So we're going to take off our Vanquished Gas Cloak, put on the Ancient Cloak. Now let's test the Wand of Strength by itself. 358, 314, 330, 324, 343, 343. Okay, now let's try out the Sword of Bad Health. 360, 340, 360, and then it's back down. So that did not seem to do that much. Let's try it again. 370, 350, 340, 313. Okay, now let's try them with each other. Wand of Strength, Sword of Bad Health, and 340, 340, 380, 350, 320, 325. Okay, so yeah, it's really not that overwhelming. Occasionally you get a 350 hit in there. Of course, I am using a Fabled Reaper Scythe right now, so the Fabled makes it inconsistent, but I am not seeing that much of an increase as far as damage goes with this. Probably not worth it for fighting. But let's take a look at our Mining Fortune. I have my full Divin set on with my Armadillo pet right now, and if I hold my Gemstone Gauntlet, I have 820 Mining Fortune while I'm wearing the cloak. All right, so 10 extra Mining Fortune, that's really about all it has going for it, I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't have attributes. Its ability is a very niche ability that barely buffs you, and it only buffs you at the price of like 15% of your health, and it's only gonna give you a damage buff when you don't have that health if you put the Strengthened Reforge on. So I'm gonna say that this item is complete and utter garbage. If you want an extra 10 Mining Fortune, then go for it, but you're paying like 6 to 8 million coins for it, so really not that worth it. If you're looking for a cloak that's actually good all around, then the Vanquished Gas Cloak is pretty decent. Now there are better cloaks, namely the Cloak of Destruction, which is unlocked in Blaze Slayer, and its upgraded version, the Cloak of Annihilation. Now that cloak is ridiculously expensive. It costs like 3 wooden singularities to make the first version, and the second version costs 2 wooden singularities and 8 Inferno Vertex. So the jump between the gas cloak to that cloak is very, very high, but it is quite a bit better. It gives an additional 20 strength, 20 crit damage, and 2 magic find. So it will increase your damage a lot, but we'll talk about that cloak another day. But for now, the Ancient Cloak is pretty garbage except for mine. Now let's put it into our museum. It goes into the rarity slot. It is the very last item in the rarity section of the museum. So there we go. Item value unknown. Normally I would put the Strength and Reforge on this, but I think we all know that it's not worth it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but at least I bought it so you don't have to. I really hope that you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. And also, we are still giving out the OG rank in our Discord. We will be giving it out until we hit 1,000 subs, but after we hit that, it is gone forever. So make sure you join before we hit 1,000 subs. I appreciate all of you. Thank you again for 500 subs, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless.